This is Chris Potatoes. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Potatoes, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my AEW Collision June 24th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, we're talking about Collision for tonight. Now, we kick off the show. Now, before we talk about, like, the actual main segment, to kick off the show, we gotta talk about something that, that actually initially kicked off the show. So yeah, we see pretty much like a pre-tape of these interviews, well, not interviews, it's just them talking, really. Of one point we see CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Starks, and they was talking about how they was going to beat Bullet Club and the Guns tonight, and all of that stuff. And, that they're on Collision tonight, and they're going to take care of them in the main event. So yeah, that's what CM Punk and FTR and Ricky Starks was talking about. But then we see Jay White and Juice Robinson, Bullet Club, and the Guns talking backstage, and yeah, they was talking about pretty much the same thing and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what they was talking about there. But yeah, that's going to be the main event. CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Starks versus the Bullet Club and the Guns later on tonight in the main event, an 8-man tag team match. But then, yeah, we kick off the show with Tony Schiavone in the middle of the ring, pretty much, and he introduces Chris Jericho and Minoru Suzuki. So yeah, they come out there, and yeah, fans is chanting Suzuki and all that stuff, and Jericho's telling everybody to shut up, and he's talking about how he's not from Toronto, he's from Winnipeg, you idiots, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Chris Jericho was talking about. But then they was talking about how, that he wonders who is Sting and Darby Allin's tag team partner for Forbidden Door tomorrow night. That's what Chris Jericho was talking about, and he says that it doesn't matter who it is, because him, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki would defeat them tomorrow night at Forbidden Door. So he said it doesn't matter who it is, he's going to defeat them tomorrow night, but he still wants to know who's going to be their tag team partners, pretty much. And, Sting, and he's calling out Sting. Sting hasn't came out yet. And then he goes like, well, I know Tony Schiavone knows. So he puts a baseball bat pretty much right at Tony Schiavone's throat, telling Tony to tell him who is Sting's tag team partner. And instead, Sting's theme song hits, and Sting and Darby Allin comes out. So yeah, they come out, they get in the middle of the ring with Chris Jericho and Suzuki, and yeah, they was talking about how they got their tag team partner for tomorrow night. And you know what? It's somebody that pretty much defeated Chris Jericho in New Japan. So yeah, that's what Darby Allin was telling Jericho, and he looks at the camera at one point and tells Sammy Guevara, he goes like, I know you ain't here and all that stuff, but just know if you show up tomorrow night, I'm going to kick your ass. But yeah, that's what Darby Allin pretty much sent out to Sammy Guevara right there. But yeah, pretty much they introduced their tag team partner, and it was Tetsuya and Naito. So yeah, it was Naito that was their tag team partner. So tomorrow night it will be Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito versus Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki tomorrow night in a 6-man tag team match at Forbidden Door. So yeah, Naito gets into the ring, and he gets face-to-face with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho try to act like he ain't showing no intimidation towards Naito, because Naito is the only one that beat Jericho in the Tokyo Dome a few years ago. And yeah, Jericho's pretty much scared of Naito. Well, he was acting scared pretty much, but when Naito got into the ring, he got face-to-face with him, trying to show off that he was not intimidated by him. But yeah, that's what happened there, and Jericho and Suzuki got out of the ring, walked away. But yep, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment though. But yeah, Naito is Sting and Darby Allin's tag team partner for tomorrow night. But up next, it'll be a one-on-one match. It will be the first match of the night. It will be Swerve Strickland versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, one-on-one, up next on Collision. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Collision was the first match of the night. It was Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana at ringside versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, one-on-one tonight on Collision. And this match was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. Tanahashi playing the air guitar and stuff like that. Everything like that. But yeah, we get to the ending of this match where we see Tanahashi on the top turnbuckle. He jumped off with the frog splash. but Swerve puts his knees up, so Tanahashi lands onto Swerve's knees. Swerve straight up goes for the pin quickly. 1, 2, Tanahashi barely kicking out at 2. Swerve waited for him to get back up to his feet, and he was trying to run to kick him upside the head, but Tanahashi blocks it pretty much, and Swerve kicks him in the knee, which drops him down to his knees, and then hits that kick to the side of the head onto him. Swerve then climbs up the top turnbuckle and jumps off with a double foot stomp, but Tanahashi moves out the way, but Swerve lands on his feet. Tanahashi then lays him down, pretty much takes him out and got him down on the mat, and then Tanahashi climbs up the top turnbuckle for that frog splash again, and he kind of like lost his balance a little bit, but he still hung up there, and then that's when Swerve Strickland jumps up there on the top turnbuckle, going at it with Tanahashi, up until Tanahashi knocks him off the top turnbuckle, and then he finally hits the frog splash onto Swerve Strickland, and he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Swerve Strickland tonight on AEW Collision. That's what happened. Pretty good match to kick off the show. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match, though. But yeah, that's what happened there. I'll give it 3.5 stars. It was a good one. But yeah, that's what happened there. But then after that, we see the AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF's theme song hits. And it looks like he was about to come out, but then he just pops up on the big screen and he goes like, "Oh, did you thought I was going to actually come out there or whatever? I'm not going to go out there in that dump." And he looks at Tanahashi and he goes like, "Look, I already asked Tony Khan, and me and you is going to be the first match on the card tomorrow night at Forbidden Door. But that's because I want to go ahead and retain my title, just beat you and lay you out and stuff, and stick that air guitar up your ass and all that stuff." And he says that the only reason he wants to be the first match is because he don't want to sit. He don't want to sit there all night and watch all of these indie Japan guys going at it and stuff. He don't care for them. So yeah, that's what MJF said. Classic MJF right there. But yeah, that's what happened there, and he tells everybody to worship the devil, pretty much, of him. But yep, that's what happened there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Collision. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Collision, it was a one-on-one match. It was Andrade El Idolo versus Brody King with Julia Hart at ringside the House of Black. So yeah, Andrade versus Brody King one-on-one. And this match, it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. But then we started getting towards the ending of this match where we see Brody King taking control of this match. We had Andrade sitting down in the corner. And that's when Brody King hit that vicious cannonball. Like, oh man. Like, every time he does the cannonball, it's brutal. But yeah, it'll look pretty damn cool and stuff. Just brutal as hell. But yeah, he picks up Andrade and lifts him up on his shoulders. But Andrade pretty much got off his shoulders really quickly. And then he hits the chop block to the back of the leg onto Brody King. And then he was going to set up for the figure 8 at least onto Brody King, but then he stops because Julia Hart gets on the ring apron with his mask, and Andrade goes over there and tells Julia to get off the apron and put his mask down. But then he turns around and Brody King was trying to hit that discus clothesline onto him, but Andrade ducks, and then Andrade runs for that big boot, but then he turns it into that back elbow to the face onto Brody King, and then he locks on the figure 8, trying to lock it on at least, and he finally got it locked on up until it looked like Brody King was about to tap out, but then Buddy Matthews gets into the ring, starts attacking Andrade, causing a disqualification. So yeah, Andrade El Idolo defeated Brody King by disqualification, and yeah, the House of Black was just beating down Andrade, just laying him out and everything. Buddy Matthews picks up Andrade and throws him to Brody King, which Brody King hits that discus clothesline onto him, and then they hit their tag team finish move, where we see Buddy Matthews throw Andrade onto Brody King's shoulders, and Brody King hitting that power driver type move onto Andrade. I think it's called Dante's Inferno or something. And then we see Brody King, Buddy Matthews standing in the middle of the ring with Julia Hart in the middle of them, pretty much holding up Andrade's mask, and then we see Malachi Black popping up on the big screen, just looking. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff for that match. I'll give it 3.5 stars. It was a pretty good match. I hate when they have DQ finishes, but it's whatever, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Collision. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Collision, we got Tony Schiavone. He's in the middle of the ring. He introduces his special guest, Christian Cage and the TNT champion Luchasaurus. So yeah, they come out, and actually Christian Cage is the TNT champion, pretty much, because he is holding around that title like it's his and everything, and just saying, I love it. I really do love it. When Christian's a heel and he does this stuff, man, like, it's great. Acting like the title, like he won the damn title, even though he did it. This is just like how he did pretty much in 2011 and stuff, which was always great. You know, great work from Christian. But yeah, that's what he was doing, and pretty much he starts talking about the TNT Championship, how, you know, how he won it and all that stuff. But then he was talking about how last week he was in a bad mood after the show, and he's still in a bad mood right now. And then he starts talking junk about Toronto and all that stuff, how Toronto's just a bunch of losers in it, and the only good thing that they won was the Toronto Raptors winning or whatever. And then he told his good friend to leave Toronto because how crap it is. So yeah, that's what Christian Cage was talking about right there, just talking a lot of crap about Toronto. And he said that he had to leave, and that's how he became the TNT champion. But yeah, Christian starts talking about pretty much about the TNT Championship, how there ain't gonna be no more open challenges. The only way that you want to get a title match is you got to earn it. That's what he said, which, you know, that's how it kind of got to be sometimes, you know. But yeah, that's what he was saying, and pretty much he says that he's going to make the TNT Championship more prestigious than what it ever was before, because it lost its prestige. But yeah, that's what Christian Cage was talking about. But yeah, he sent that message out to everybody saying that stuff right there. But yeah, pretty good stuff. And then he pretty much starts holding up the TNT Championship on the second turnbuckle, and then you know, Luchasaurus is carrying him around on his shoulders while Christian's holding up the title. But yeah, pretty good stuff right there. But yep, that's what happened there. And then we got pretty much a video package for every single body that's in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, pretty much talking or whatever about their first round opponents, like Ricky Starks, talking about Juice Robinson, same for Juice Robinson, talking Samoa Joe and all that stuff, and CM Punk talking about his match tomorrow night at Forbidden Door. But yeah, just a lot of stuff right there. But up next, speaking about the Owen Hart tournament, we're going to go to the women's side with the next round. Up next, it will be Nyla Rose versus Willow Nightingale up next on on Collision. So yeah, that match will be up next. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Collision, now we go to the next match of the night, and it was the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. It was Willow Nightingale versus Nyla Rose 1-on-1. I think that was Marina Shafir at ringside, if I'm not mistaken, with Nyla Rose. I don't know. I didn't pay much attention, yeah. But yeah, during this match, we see pretty much Nyla Rose going after Willow Nightingale's arm majority of the time, injuring it and stuff. And Nyla Rose was doing pretty good up against Willow Nightingale. Nyla Rose actually put Willow onto the second turnbuckle, and that's when Nyla goes up underneath Willow, picking her up, trying to hit the beast bomb onto Willow. But Willow quickly got off her shoulders, and Nyla Rose starts fighting back and everything. And then Nyla Rose runs to the ropes, and that's when Willow Nightingale runs to the ropes as well. And she actually hit the pounce onto Nyla Rose, taking her out. And then she picks Nyla Rose up, and then hits the gut wrench powerbomb onto Nyla Rose, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Willow Nightingale defeated Nyla Rose tonight on Collision. That's what happened, and Willow Nightingale advances to the semifinals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening right there. But then after the match ended, we see the AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm, Saraya, and Ruby Soho, the Outcast, trying to go over there, trying to attack Willow Nightingale after the match. And then we see Sky Blue quickly running into the ring with a steel chair in her hands, making sure that the Outcast don't get into the ring. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff for the match between Nyla Rose and Willow Nightingale. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good one, but yeah, that's why I'll give that match. But yeah, then after that, we see Scorpio Sky getting an interview backstage, and he says that he's seen the highlight package that they created for him last week, but he says I don't do any justice. He says he's going to introduce himself right now. He says that he is the first ever one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the first ever face of the Revolutionary, and the two-time TNT champion. He said that is Scorpio Sky, and he's going to be here to stay. So yeah, that's what Scorpio Sky said. Pretty good interview from Scorpio Sky right there. It was pretty good stuff. I really liked it right there. But yeah, up next we'll be seeing Powerhouse Hobbs in action. Up next on Collision, and then we still got that 8-man tag team match as the main event tonight. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Collision. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Collision, it was a one-on-one match. It was Powerhouse Hobbs versus a local competitor named Jeremy Prophet, I think it was. So yeah, they was having a one-on-one match, and yeah, obviously, Powerhouse Hobbs was just dominating and stuff, beating the hell out this guy, hitting some vicious clotheslines to the back of the head and stuff onto Jeremy Prophet. Now, Jeremy Prophet was trying to win this match at one point where he tried to roll up Powerhouse Hobbs, but Powerhouse Hobbs was not going down for him. He just picks the man up and just beats the hell out of him some more, throws him against the ropes, and he hits that nice spine buster onto Jeremy Prophet, pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Jeremy Prophet, the local competitor, tonight on Collision. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it half of a star. That's why I'll give that match. But yeah, that's what happened right there. But up next, it'll be the main event. It will be CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Starks versus Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns. Up next in a 8-man tag team match in the main event for tonight's AEW Collision. So yeah, that match will be up next. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Collision, it was the main event. It was Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, teaming up with CM Punk and Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson and Jay White, Bullet Club, and Austin Colton, the Guns, tonight in a 8-man tag team match in the main event for tonight's AEW Collision. This match, it was a pretty good match. Both of these teams going back and forth and everything with each other. But then we start getting towards the ending with Ricky Starks and Jay White being the legal men in this match. At one point, we see Jay White trying to roll up Ricky Starks, grabbing the tights, getting a 1-2. Starks barely kicking out at 2, and then Starks starts coming back, trying to hit Rochambeau onto Jay White, but then Juice Robinson get in there attacking Ricky Starks, and then Dax Harwood goes in there, hitting a power driver onto Juice, laying him out, and then the Guns hitting the tag team finish move onto Dax, that lift up flatliner onto him, and then that's when Cash Wheeler goes in there, clotheslining Austin Gunn over the top rope, and then picking up Colton Gunn, tossing him onto Austin and Juice outside the ring, and then Cash hits a vicious suicide dive onto all 3 of those guys, but I think he messed up himself. He went flying real fast over that ropes, but hopefully he's okay. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then CM Punk climbs up the top turnbuckle, about to jump on them, and then he sees Jay White getting back up, so CM Punk decides to jump on Jay White, but Jay White catches him and hits a Uranagi slam onto CM Punk, and then Jay White hits a Uranagi slam onto Ricky Starks, laying him out, pinning him, but Starks barely kicking out at 2 again. Starks starts coming back at the ending of this match. We see Starks hitting, we see Jay White trying to hit the Blade Runner onto Ricky Starks, but Ricky Starks fought out of that and then roll him up for a pin, but pretty much Jay White kicked out too, and that's when Starks hits the ropes, coming back with a vicious spear onto Jay White, and then Colton Gunn gets in the ring, he gets hit with a spear, and then Austin Gunn gets in the ring as well, and he gets hit with a spear as well, and while the referee's dealing with the Guns, we see Juice Robinson coming up, hitting Ricky Starks upside the head with a left hand, pretty much when he was at his head out of the second rope, pretty much. And then that's when Jay White grabs Ricky Starks and hits the Blade Runner onto him, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Jay White and Juice Robinson and the Guns defeated CM Punk, Ricky Starks, and FTR tonight in a 8-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. That was the match of the night for me. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, for tonight's AEW Collision episode, I'll give it 8 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode, so yeah, that's why I'll give tonight's episode. But yeah, that's been my AEW Collision reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. And I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's Forbidden Door reviews. See you guys later. Until then.